welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Club. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. And of course, joining me as always are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Going good.
Good.
All right. And of course, this is the show where each week a different one of us picks a movie for the others to check out. And this time it was John's turn. John, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you picked?
So I picked Chapter 27. It's about Mark David Chapman, the assassin of John Lennon. I never heard of it. I never knew it existed. Didn't know what it was. I came across it. I like Jared Leto, and I kind of like these true story, true crime kind of things. And it seemed interesting, so I got it.
Okay.
We watched it. Now we'll see what everybody thought about it.
This is a retelling of the 3 days leading up to the infamous murder of John Lennon from the perspective of the killer, Mark David Chapman. It was directed by J.P. Schaefer, and this was his only film. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 2007 and opened in limited release on March 28, 2008 in theaters. And it was considered to be one of the most controversial films of 2007, next to Spider-Man 3, I guess. So.
They were neck and neck.
Okay, I'll start as I normally do. I had to think about this movie after watching it. It was very slow. And I like Jared Leto as an actor, and and it was amazing his transformation. I like the fact I had to, like I said, I had to think about it because after I saw it was done, I was like, oh Jesus, this was just dull and slow. But after I thought about it more, I kind of liked how they did. You got how they set up Chapman's mindset leading up to the killing. I thought Jared Leto did a great job acting. I can do without Lindsay Lohan. I mean, any movie with Lindsay Lohan automatically cannot be a 10 rating.
The only movie I like her in is Mean Girls.
But
She was tolerable.
it was okay. I mean, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. So it was okay. It was an all right watch.
Yeah. I didn't know. I mean, you were alive for this, Tom, so you probably have a different perspective than Wes and I.
Right.
I mean, I was alive, but I was like 3. So
It looks like you just jumped off to Earth.
I'm looking for something.
A spacesuit?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing it, and it's really like the Jared Leto show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I kind of can see this being like a Broadway play kind of thing. I mean, the credits list 3 people at the beginning. That's it.
Yeah, and Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a low budget.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say art house, but it's kind of got that feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I liked about it was Jared Leto. I thought he was really good, and he was really into the, like, what do you want to say, voices in his head or whatever, the
Like Randy Orton.
the mental issues that he was dealing with at the time. But the movie's kind of forgettable,
Right.
Like, I mean, I already don't remember most of it. I watched it last night. But like you said, that's not so bad that I hated it.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. It was short at least. It was like an hour, 20 minutes or something. It was quick.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
seemed like a hell of a lot longer.
it does. It's very slow. And it's completely carried by Jared Leto. What do you think, Wes?
Well, so I found a funny quote on Rotten Tomatoes when I was reading some stuff on this movie, and it was one of the other critics that reviewed this. And they said, "Enter the mind of Mark David Chapman and prepare to be bored out of yours." I kind of felt like this was sort of like a 5-minute movie stretched out to be 84 minutes. Like of my interest at least. I kind of thought it was tasteless in a way. Like I felt bad that it kind of exists for like John Lennon's family. I don't know. It just felt weird to me. Like, am I supposed to be watching this movie? And unnecessary, kind of. I felt like I didn't learn anything at all about. Like, I thought, oh, I'll learn more about things. I kind of laughed when he, in the introduction, he's like, "I'm not going to tell you about my childhood and my past and that and this." I'm like, well, that's kind of what I would be interested in seeing, but whatever.
It sort of like trimmed the fat and got right into it, man.
Yeah. But then it went nowhere. You just sort of learn very little of note other than he's crazy and he killed John Lennon. I thought the narration felt like I was listening to an evil Forrest Gump. That's just sort of like the way he talks. I'm sure he was like trying to be like the killer, but it felt weird. Like like it was the stuff he was saying reminded me of Forrest Gump in a way. I thought leading up to the murder, not much happened. We mostly see him in his underwear, which I kind of thought was like, look at me, I gained 60 pounds for this role. Look how fat I am. Other than that, we like the fighting with the photographer was okay. I thought like that guy was interesting. And he sleeps with a hooker. That's pretty much it. Lindsay Lohan's character, I thought, could have just been written out. I kind of rolled my eyes when I heard her name was Jude. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What is this? Across the universe crap? And I laughed when the characters were talking about, I think it was movies, about movies that go nowhere. And me and Dominic both laughed, and we go, kind of like this one. Which I thought, I'm like, do they realize that? Or are they being meta? Or do they not have any idea? But I don't know. I just sort of thought he was honestly a boring character to follow. I thought, you'd learn more by watching like a biography on the Crime Channel or something and save yourself some time, unless you're like a humongous Jared Leto fan or something.
Lindsay Lohan was okay. I could tolerate her.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't awful. It's just, I felt like it was just sort of there to fill space.
Yeah. He's a weird guy. Like, he just sort of alienates people. Very socially awkward.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to talk to people or make friends. Yeah.
All right, what you got for trivia, John?
I kind of was hoping it would end before the assassination, if that makes any sense.
Oh, God.
Like, we didn't need to see it. You know what I mean? Like,
I would have really ripped it in half.
Jared Leto gained 67 pounds. At times, he was confined to a wheelchair because he couldn't move.
Jesus.
To add the weight, he put pints of chocolate Haagen-Dazs ice cream in the microwave so he could drink it with
Wow.
olive oil and soy sauce.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible.
Because of his weight gain, he had gout, his cholesterol was high, he had back pain, he had an irregular heartbeat. Putting on all that weight so quickly didn't do any favors. Mark David Chapman did actually meet little Sean Lennon and his nanny. However, that occurred inside the apartment building, not out in the park.
That I was wondering about that, if that really happened or was fictionalized.
After this, he lost all his weight going on tour with his band 30 Seconds to Mars. They're pretty good.
I know a couple songs.
Sean Lennon bashed this movie and claimed the involvement of Lindsay Lohan was tacky. Yoko Ono refused to watch it or comment on it. Most critics bashed the movie, but they praised Jared Leto's performance. There are 26 chapters in The Catcher in the Rye, the book he was so into. When he buys the book Catcher in the Rye and signs it as Holden Caulfield, he did that in real life.
Oh, okay.
That's true. The creepiest part is, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the actor who played John Lennon, his name was Mark Chapman.
Wow.
That's weird.
Mark Lindsay Chapman played John Lennon. How freaking odd is that?
Yes.
And Jared Leto and John Lennon have the same initials.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. There was a movie in 1985 called John and Yoko, a love story. And the same actor was supposed to play John Lennon, and Yoko said no because she thought it was too weird he had the same name. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much trivia because nobody cares about this movie.
All righty, let's rate this pig.
At a $5 million budget, it made $13,000 in the U.S.
Wow.
That's the definition of a bomb.
All righty, I will start my rating. Like I said, I didn't absolutely hate it. I didn't really care for it. Jared Leto's performance was great. I'll give it a 5.
Yeah, this movie's kind of boring and slow. And like you said, you don't really learn anything about the guy. So it's probably like a 3 for me. And that's just because of Jared Leto's performance.
Yeah. I agree with John. I'm gonna maybe for Jared Leto's performance, and I don't know, I'm gonna give it a 2. So that is chapter 27, book closed. And now for our next week's show, it's going to be my turn to pick our next film, and I'm going to take us down to Steelbook City because I got this on a 4K Steelbook and I really want to rewatch it. Haven't seen this one in many years, and that is The Last Action Hero, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Awesome.
To be or not to be? Not to be. So, John, you want to go ahead and plug your podcast?
We Like Wrestling podcast. 4 guys sitting around talking about wrestling, past, present, pay-per-view reviews, tournaments, anything wrestling related, we talk about it. We're on Spotify, Apple iTunes. Wes is rocking the shirt. Thank you. Wherever you find podcasts, we're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We Like Wrestling podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside of 515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTruePaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WestAlist. Until next time, truth out.